I was at UC Davis, and I was a beer-drinking football player. And I kind of explored my career as an environmental scientist and realized that's not where I wanted to go. So my roommate says, come to Napa Valley. And I got a construction job at a winery called Cellars in Napa Valley. And my first job was taking the dormer off the old cow barn. And that's how I got into the business. So having worked in Napa Valley and in Oregon and in Australia, I'd accumulated all this winemaking experience, specifically in Pinot Noir and sparkling wine. And I was in Santa Barbara County as a winemaker at Foley Estates, and we worked with many vineyards in Santa Maria. And I had been kicking around the idea of starting my own label and think that'd be kind of fun to have a few tons of Pinot Noir. And in 2000, there was 4 tons of Pinot Noir that did come available. And I thought, well, the worst I can do is I can make the wine, I can drink half of it and sell half of it to my family. So the biggest challenge I faced was I'd never been an entrepreneur before, and I was scared. I had been exfoliated from Foley Winery, and so becoming a business person and then also trusting my intuition. Once I got through all that, then it became an adventure. It's still an adventure. I had 2 pygmy goats. I didn't have a name for the winery. One evening I had some friends come over. We were doing the barbecue thing and drinking Pinot Noir, and the goats were doing their flipper turns off the goat house. Someone said, why don't you call the winery Flying Goat? And I thought, perfect name. And then the joke was that I said I could name the winery after my kids being the goats. My favorite part of winemaking is harvest. That's where I get excited. You feel like a farmer, and then you go out in the vineyard picking grapes that are earlier sugar, so you're tasting the skins and the seeds and the pulp, and it's like, oh, harvest is coming. Then once the grapes come into the winery and we press off those first grapes and we get this beautiful juice. So that's where art and winemaking and science kind of come together, and that's what I love about it, is making a better product. Probably the best way to end the day at harvest is a punch down late at night with a cold beer and a little old rock and roll. In 2006, I met Kate Griffith. One of my first dates with Kate was I disgorged a bottle of my 2005 Goat Bubbles sparkling wine in her backyard, and I lost half of it, but she was enamored by the whole thing and thought that was pretty cool. As we were dating, I was growing my company, and Kate provided insight on many things regarding marketing and sales. And then when we got married in 2010, she became a partner in the business. I can't imagine running the business without her. Thank you, Kate.
So here's our tasting room, and this is our face of Flying Goat on a day-to-day basis. And we've turned the tasting room into an art salon to indulge my creative spirit and frequently feature local artists, all kinds of artwork from paintings, photography. It's quite a fun place to visit because it's always changing.
So as I source fruit here from the Santa Rita Hills, I'm looking for other wineries that have been here, and I'm looking for wines that are going to suit our needs at Flying Goat Cellars. So for example, Rio Vista, farmed by the Thorne family, and there's a couple wineries, Ken Brown and Brewer Clifton, that source from here. I felt comfortable, the wines they make. And then Rancho Santa Rosa, I was a winemaker there for many years, and for me it was easy to just walk around and find the best block that would make Pinot Noir for me there. As far as Ampelos for our sparkling wine, I talked with Peter Work, and we worked together on what would be the best suitable clone for sparkling wine, and based on my parameters and my decisions. And we foster a culture of sustainability in our vineyard choices. We work with vineyards that have that like-minded ability to take care of vineyards. Either they're SIP certified, which is sustainable in practice, or they do organic vineyard management techniques. And we feel that that's important for us to maintain our integrity as a wine brand.
With our soil sample jars, we give the customers an opportunity to smell and feel the soils that come out of the various vineyards that we source from. And we think it's important that they understand that the terroir speaks to each wine, and that's what makes them distinguished.